Hey guys, so I was requested by Obi from the Coronos Discord to do a tutorial on time remapping, so let's just get into it. First of all, find your amazing song, preferably by Alan Walker. Then go through and find your beats. So right here, the beats, and you can just go through and add your beats. I use cuts because that's just what I'm used to, but you can use markers as well by hitting M. So you just go to where you have the beat and hit M on your keyboard, and it'll add a marker. All right, now go into Resolve and throw in your clips. All right, now you can easily just just split the clips in half. You might need to use the blade tool. I have a keybind set that just splits the clips in half and delete the latter half. It doesn't matter. Now I want you to open it up in the Fusion tab. Now I want you to hit Shift Space and add Time Stretcher. Now if it doesn't immediately connect to your node tree, I want you to hold down Shift and drag it on top of your node tree, and then release it, and then hold it, and then release Shift as well. And this way it will basically connect to your node tree just fine. Now if you see in this top right corner, we see that it's set at source time 0 and it has a keyframe added. Let's remove that keyframe. Then go to the very start of your clip in the Fusion tab. Right here, you can actually see right here, this is frame 0. And I want you to add, I want you to set this number up here to 1. Now this is the frame that it's stuck on. I want you to then click on this little red diamond, or this gray diamond, I guess, and it'll turn into a red diamond. And that means there's a keyframe set there. Now I want you to open up the Spline tab. Now we have it at frame 0, where we have it stuck at source time 1. It's set at 1. Let's go to our very last keyframe right here. You can see it with the marker. It's very useful. It's actually the frame where it ends just about. You get the idea. It's about right here. Then set another keyframe right here. Now, we want to then zoom out by hitting Control and scroll wheel on our timeline right here. Or you can just easily go to the very end. Now, copy this number down right here. And then click this little arrow right up here and paste that right there. And now we have a very complex way of speeding up a timeline, basically. So as you can see, this is now speeding up. Now we can go to frame 80, or at least in my case 80. It might be different for you. And we see I have a marker right here. And now any in-between markers you have, you can then set a keyframe. So it'll basically add it into the Spline editor right here. So this Spline editor will basically just show everything. Now, you might also want to click this zoom to fit button if you can't find anything. That's very important. Just click that box. We have the Spline editor, and it's incredibly useful. All right, this is all nice and good. Now we see where each beat is right here, and here, and here. Each one of these dots is where a beat would be located. Now, time to get into how to actually smoothen out the curves, because normally we don't use linear curves in animation. We normally use easing ones. So I want you to hit Control A and then hit F on your keyboard. Now this will flatten everything out, and this might not be what you want. So let's highlight anything that you want to change, and now you can change its animation. Lower the value, it's basically going higher, 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 then lower value, then higher value. And we can use this to basically animate whatever we want. So in this case, I'm just going to animate it like this. And this is one way of doing a time remap. So it basically starts off by going extremely fast. So the video will start off by going extremely fast, as you can see. Then slow down a lot. Then go extremely fast again. Then slow down a lot. Then do extremely fast again. And this is the sort of animation that we have. See, really fast, really fast, really slow, really fast. Really fast, really slow, really fast, really slow, really fast. Now, I actually don't prefer doing it this way, because what happens is you lose a lot of life in between. So right here we have this slow spiral motion, and that's very ugly in my opinion. I basically would like to shift it just a little bit. So grab these little frames and shift it just a little bit right there. And this way it basically adds a little more life to the curve and makes sure it's not as boring. And as you can see, it keeps its motion, which is good, and it also still has the oomph of the speed change, which is good. Do the same thing here. There we go. And now we have our animation curve right there. Let's check it out. and this looks better. All right. Wonderful. Now let's drag in our next clip right here. And we can basically just do the same thing here. So go in here, add your time stretcher node, go to frame 0 or wherever you want the clip to start. Make sure you remove your keyframe, by the way. Go right here, wherever you want the clip to start. Make sure that this is set to 1. Then go to where you want the clip to end. Set a keyframe, go to the very end of the clip, add it back. Then you can cut the clip in general on the edit page, back to here. Open up the Spline tab, go to the middle, keyframe it, open up everything, flatten everything out, and then you can do the animation curves. After a while, you'll get very fast at adding these, and you'll get pretty good at them. That's just how I do it. I normally go into the edit tab a whole bunch, but because my PC is fast enough to handle it, but this is how you do a basic animation curve. And now you can have your remaps pretty easily. You can see, it works just fine. And I'll show you the rendered bit right here.